Yes. Here we go back on the scene. It's the We So Classic podcast brought to you by WeSoClassic.com. It's your man D Dame in the building.
It's your boy Lou Hall getting blown away by the damn hurricane in the building.
Again.
It's your boy Prez in the house.
What's good? It's your boy Recess hollering from the yard. What's good, fellas?
Chilling, my brothers.
I'll get blown away also, nigga.
You get blown away also?
I'm about to get blown away too, nigga. That shit is fucking inches away. When I be looking at the TV, it's right there, nigga. It's right there.
I'm surprised you won right now and shit, man.
Yo, man, I thought we was gonna be in a state of emergency. Yo, that shit just missed us.
That word, wow.
It's just missing us by a little.
Wow, we can't have this shit again. Listen, man, I ain't running back to the store again, man, to buy no bread and shit and water, man. That shit is dead.
And watermelon.
We ain't doing that shit again, man. Oh my god,
Michael Moon walking all over the states.
Y'all
about to catch that shit again, niggas.
Nah. I'm talking now. I ain't even seen that shit at all. I don't even know what the name of this shit. I have no idea what the name of this hurricane is coming up.
Man, Michael.
It's Michael. That's what I'm saying. Michael. Oh, that's a corny ass hurricane name, yo.
Nah, nigga. Right in time for Halloween, my nigga.
Michael Myers, Hurricane Michael Myers.
Thriller or Thriller.
Oh, Michael Jack. You're right. It's all good. Look at Prez, man. Why? Because you ain't in the hurricane area and shit, man. You think you got it good?
Nice and sunny over here. No issues over here.
So good,
this nigga
man.
look like he fresh out the janitorial.
Yeah, you really do, man.
Right now.
You really
fresh out the Illuminati meetings.
Yo, what's good with you, Mr. Prez, man? How your week been, my brother? What's good, man?
Week is good, man. Can't complain. Just chilling. Working, school. Just grinding, bro. Just grinding.
Life.
Yeah. Adulting. They call it
Adulting. Man.
That's what I'm doing, man.
Yo, man. I'm sorry for real, man. This nigga looks straight out the janitor's closet.
You really
man.
do like a janitor.
I didn't know
he got the salt. He got the salt pepper scruff going on. And then
I ain't noticed it until he said it and shit. I definitely like a janitor's outfit and shit, man.
What the fuck, yo? Nothing wrong with that.
Like walk around with the broom strapped to his back.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
You all got the straight Bumblebee outfit on and shit. I know he ain't talking and shit, man. So it's all good.
Oh, shit. Hey, it's the V-neck, nigga. The V-neck.
So what's up with you, Bumblebee, man? What's up with your week? How your week been, man?
Man, it's been straight, man. Just chilling, man. Spending time with the wife, man, and doing a little bit of Ubering.
Oh yeah. What's up in Uber adventures, man? You ain't talking about Uber in a long time and shit, man.
Actually, it's just been like chill. I've been meeting a lot of people, man. A lot of cool people. I've been doing these USC games.
Okay.
The home game was the home game was actually this past weekend. And it's gonna be this weekend too. So just meeting cool people, man, taking them around, getting paid and having good convos, man.
Y'all talking and shit, man. Talking.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get some good connects, man.
I'm trying to, I always plug the We So Classic podcast.
That's what's up. You fuck around, get one of them big corporate dudes up in your shit, man. Hey,
if it can happen,
you never know. That's what's up.
Hopefully, one of them are in there. They're listening. I told them to check it out.
That's what's up. Big shout out to y'all, Uber riders, man.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, Big Recess, my brother?
Yo, chilling, man. My week's been okay, man. I mean, it's lovely celebrating life. You know what I mean? So, the little one just turned 4 and shit.
Yes. Big shout out to the homie, little man, little Noah,
little King Noah, man.
Yeah,
so he's getting big and shit.
Yeah, big.
How
come every picture I saw you in with him, you had your mouth open and shit? Every single picture had your mouth open, man. You never stop talking, do you? Not even at home and shit. What the fuck?
I don't know, man. You see, I mean, if I'm full of love,
right,
and I express my love, everybody hears the love. You know what I mean? They feel it too. You know what I mean? Got it. And I keeps it open for other reasons also. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I know we can tell. Sounds like you got a lot of love coming up in the.
Here you go, man. It's like,
You know, might want to get that out a little bit, clear the air a little bit.
Here you go.
Man, if I clear the air, man, I clear this room out right now, man. Stop playing. I clear y'all out through the fucking internet connection, my niggas. I air this motherfucker out, nigga. What's big good with you?
Just chilling, man. I had back-to-back weekends off and shit, man. I had a 3-day weekend last weekend. This past weekend, I had 2 days off this past weekend. So hanging with the wife, man, hanging with the son and the dog and shit. Just chilling, man.
Why was you off on Monday?
Holiday, baby. You know I get that holiday, baby. It's that holiday, man.
Holiday.
Yeah, hey, I celebrate that shit. My man Columbus, that's my dude, yo. I get the day off.
We acknowledge Wallace.
I celebrate him. But yo, we put up our you know, it's our first full year with the house and shit, man. So we put up our Halloween decoration. We put up some Halloween decorations this weekend and shit. Yesterday, yeah. So we got to put some more up and shit, man. So it was cool. It was a cool experience. First time we be able to put a lot of shit up and everything, man. So it was dope.
Oh, is that the pic that I saw?
Yeah. That's only from the close.
Oh,
and then we got the tombstones in the front with the hands coming out and shit, man. So we got to finish it up. We bought some like full size skeletons. We sat them in the rocket chairs in the front with the eyes and shit. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be the first time I realized in my entire life handing out fucking candy. I've never handed out candy to kids in my life, yo. Yeah, it should be cool. Looking forward to Halloween, man.
You gonna take your son out too? You gonna have him out there?
He gonna be going. Nah, he's 14 years old, man.
You too old for that?
No, he go off with his friends and shit. He did
his own thing.
The last 2 years, he just dropped them off at his friend's house, and he just, I don't know what they do, terrorize the neighborhood and shit. I guess, man. I don't know what they be doing, but they just go around and shit and just do whatever.
If he wants some pointers on how to really terrorize the neighborhood, just tell him to give me a call.
Oh Lord, that's what you used to do back in the days and shit, man. Terrorizing neighborhoods and shit.
On Halloween,
what you used to do on Halloween and shit, man?
Man, we used to go out there. We used to plan this shit out. Like, we gonna meet at such and such corner. You gonna bring this. You gonna bring that. We used to bring eggs.
Oh,
we had the fucking.
Oh yeah, I love breakfast.
We know
the Nair hair removal joint.
What is that for?
He's using it right now.
Nair hair removal?
Yeah, what do you do with the Nair?
Slap that shit on people's heads.
Oh, come the fuck on, man. Are you serious, man?
Do all of that, yo.
What the hell is going on?
Yo, you was just reckless, man.
Yo,
reckless, yo.
I feel you.
This nigga's on East Flatbush looking for this nigga right now.
You feel him, Lou Hall? You do that shit too?
Man, let me tell you, man. And this is kind of like, you know, in my 20s, man. You know,
sorry, there's no statute of limitations though, man.
Like
he said this is my 30s and the nigga just turned 30. What the fuck?
I know, it's my 20s and shit.
My 20s, yo.
Nah, but let me tell you what we used to do, man. We used to get like water balloons and water guns, and we would just like drive by and just like hit people with the water balloons and the water guns.
Fuck y'all up, man. I'd have chased your car like Terminator 2 and shit, man. I'd have fuck all y'all up, man.
Yo, you know, we had like we got some Gorilla Glue, and we used to go in people's neighborhoods and Gorilla Glue their car door locks. So that way, when you put the key in, you can't put the key in.
That was whack, man. You gotta step the game up, son. That was like some whack pranks.
That's not a prank,
really
bro.
Glue.
No, seriously. Let me tell you what we did.
Some mean-spirited shit.
We would do it in like the same neighborhood that my homeboy was staying at, right? So we would wake up the next morning and we would see like locksmiths, like a bunch of locksmiths trying to like get the, you know what I'm saying, the kids. You couldn't get it in. Like Gorilla Glue is really strong. So
I love Gorilla Glue, by the way. Shout out to Gorilla Glue. New sponsor of the show.
You really had to actually like get the shit like rekeyed and all that shit, man. It was Yeah.
We did a lot of shit back then that I'm not too proud of, but you know,
It sound like y'all proud of this shit. It's like both of y'all proud of this shit, man.
When you're young kid, you know, 15,
I didn't do none of that
14,
stuff, man.
impressionable,
That's
easily
mean.
impressionable. I'm saying we were some mean kids. We used to do some shit
I didn't do any of that shit, man. That's some mean shit. Only thing, I guess by the time I was 15 or whatever, and in high school, Halloween, they told us about the Bloods and shit. We had to stay in the house, man. It was like, the Bloods initiation night. I ain't going outside, man.
It was that serious?
In New York, yeah, especially in the fucking 90s and shit. Yeah, they try to hype that shit up, yo. I was like, I'm good. I'm good, yo.
Yeah, no joke, man.
I ain't fucking around out there. But then, you know, some of my funnest experience though, when I got a little older, we used to go to that Village Parade downtown New York. Man, that parade is off the hook, yo. Off the fucking hook, kid. Oh my god, man. Anybody from, if you love Halloween, if you love this time of the year, man, if you in New York, you gotta go to the parade. Got to, man. Off the chain, yo.
They was I remember a couple of years ago, like maybe 2-3 years ago, they were in danger of not having it. Like they weren't gonna be able to put it on for lack of funds.
Oh, I do remember that.
Remember that?
I do.
And then, like last minute, somebody donated like a bunch of money and shit to make sure that it could be put on.
Now, you sure it was that? I remember one year they didn't do it because of some hurricane or some storm, and they did it like after. They did it in like November. One year. That might have been the same time of Hurricane Sandy. That might have been that
Sandy.
Year.
I think Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, that was that
they
year.
Definitely, they couldn't have it. But then there was definitely another year where there was an issue with not having enough money to put it on or whatever, But some corporation, I don't know if it was like the Village Voice or somebody donated like $20,000 or $30,000, and they ended up having it last minute.
Okay.
But I think I might have. No, I never went. I went to a party. I never went. I went to a party. I went to a Halloween party.
Okay.
I think that same night.
It's off the. I mean, it's so many blocks. You're talking about the time that me and you, and my cousin went to that party, right? You talking about that time? You're talking about that shit? Okay. We didn't even go to the parade. We just went straight to the parties and shit.
But it was the same night, though, right?
Same night,
The same night. Yeah. We went straight to the party.
Halloween night.
Nah, wait. We didn't walk around first. I think we walked around a little bit. No,
we got there late. We was kind of late for some reason. Probably waiting for your ass and shit. We was probably late.
Probably.
Because I think we was going to 2 parties. I think we went to 1 party because you changed outfit. Didn't you change or some shit?
Yeah.
And you end up with
the same way you need to change right now, nigga. What the fuck?
Nah, I ain't gonna front. My man Prez. Wasn't you one of the costume contest? Wasn't you one of the finalists in the costume contest?
I was one of the finalists,
Yeah, he went as a janitor.
Nah, he was dope. He had he was a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And he had the
marshmallow
inflated suit. That shit was dope, yo. That shit was dope. He was weren't you mad hot in that shit, yo?
Nah, it was a fucking fan. So they had a fan in there.
Oh my god!
Yo, this dude couldn't even walk down the street. He's like wilding down the street. I don't like hold him and shit and help him like move and shit. And this dude was straight dancing in a party with a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man suit on. That shit was dope. We had fun. We had mad fun that night, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's my last Halloween in New York and shit too before I moved down here. Yeah, we had mad fun, man. But
wow,
tell how old I was, man. I was at a parade. Went to the parade one year. After the parade, it was me and my ex. We ended up going to the after party at the tunnel and shit, man.
Oh damn.
That's how old I am and shit. I'm an old motherfucker.
Damn, nigga went
after
to the
party,
tunnel.
after party, Halloween after party at the tunnel, man. Lord have mercy, man.
That shit crazy, yeah.
Good old tunnel.
Good old tunnel. Yes, indeed.
Should have been a part of history.
Yeah.
That time of the year, though.
It was magical, man. Magical. Yo, I'm looking forward to that. Shit, we talking about Halloween. That Halloween movie should be coming out in a couple of weeks and shit, man.
Yeah. October 19th.
Yes, indeed. I'm excited for that.
19.
Oh yeah.
I've been going back looking at some of the old Halloweens. I think I watched 4 and 5 recently. 4 and 5 recently. Yeah.
Is Jamie Lee Curtis in this one?
Yeah.
She's in this again?
Yeah, Jamie Lee. Yeah.
And the movie was filmed here in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina.
That shit is whack, yo.
That shit is just fucking sticks, yo. I cannot deal with South Carolina, yo. What the fuck is going on?
Both of y'all some fucking haters, man.
Y'all niggas need to invest in a street light or something, motherfucker. What the fuck? Niggas walking around like straight zombies and shit. What? Yo, man, it's look crazy, yo. Drugs is a hell of a motherfucking.
you got to try to live in base heads in South Carolina, Lou.
Hell fucking get the fuck out of here, man.
Hell fucking yeah, yo.
Listen, you know what? You can't. I watch Live PD, man. Y'all got some heads down there, man.
Thank you.
Y'all got some head. Every single. If 10 people get stopped in South Carolina, 9 of them got drugs on them. 9 of them got drugs. Man, see, all the black people got weed. All of them. Every single black person got weed.
And all the white have either heroin
or meth.
Meth. I ain't gonna lie, man. Here in South Carolina, meth is the choice of drug.
Drug of choice
amongst the Caucasian. Yes.
I don't even fuck with that shit, man. I'm just scared of the name and shit. I don't want to fuck with that shit, man.
You know what's in that shit?
No, I really have no idea what's in meth.
What the fucking detergent, like liquid, like bleach, fucking.
Are you serious?
Rat poisoning, yeah. It's a combination of so much other shit.
A lot of shit.
Sudafed.
I know Sudafed is
Sudafed.
Because I remember they would take the Sudafed from the fucking aisles and put them behind the counter because so many people that was cooking meth, they would go and buy like boxes and boxes of Sudafed.
That's the base.
So what's the thing that makes it when the shit can blow up? What the fuck is that?
Shit, I have no idea.
What's like a bustable element? Cause don't they have some shit like where they be like if you doing it wrong, you can blow the whole trailer up or whatever the case is?
Yeah, and that shit has happened. That's how
the heat, I guess, the fire, whatever fire you need to cook the shit, plus whatever chemicals, probably fucking you got chemicals, toxic chemicals.
So what makes that shit illegal? Cause y'all naming like stuff that's legal. What makes it illegal?
The combination of all.
Just the combination of everything makes it illegal.
Yeah, the combination to form the drug.
I need to watch we need to watch Breaking Bad again and shit. Phenomenal,
I never watched the show, man. I never watched it.
Phenomenal, yo.
Never. Everybody keeps telling me
some of them.
You watch some of them?
Dope. Never a dull moment. The fucking storylines are well written. It's just the way you get this average dude that just transforms and shit into the fucking kingpin, son. It's like a fucking kingpin. He's going up against Mexican cartel. But he's a fucking chemist. He's a science teacher.
Yo, that's hilarious.
This shit is nuts.
I can see that shit, man. This is a daunting task, man. It's just all them hour-long episodes. Oh god,
it's
like 10 seasons in. Oh my god, I think it was
10 seasons. Yep,
I don't have that much time, yo. I don't have that much time. My time is fucking. I got like 3 hours a day to do whatever, man. That's not enough time for me and shit, man.
Trust me. I hear you, man. There's mad shit that I still haven't seen that I need to catch up on. I guess when I finally retire and I ain't got shit to do, I can just sit up in the crib and just binge watch all them shit. Yo, mad shit I haven't seen, man. Mad shit.
Next year you're retiring, my nigga. Like
you talking next year, Prez?
Shut the fuck up.
Congratulations, my brother.
Congratulations, nigga.
Retiring at 205 years old.
That's good, man. You don't look a day over 190, my brother, man.
Oh, you go, nigga. Even with that shit.
Oh man, 40 years of slave ass nigga, man.
It's all good, Prez. Black don't crack, man. It's all good, man.
Exactly.
It's all gravy, yo.
Like I always say, I would never want to be born in any other time.
I hear you, man.
Any other time.
I finally listened to the Recess your episode of Drink Chance with Marley Marl. I finally finished it today and shit, man. It was dope. It was dope.
Said
shit,
finally
man.
finish it.
Yeah, well, it's just I listen to so many different things and shit, and that's why I like the app that I use now for the podcast, because when I stop it and just listen to something else, I can, when I start the one again, it leaves me right off where I left off at and shit.
Okay,
yeah.
But you use the Castbox, right?
Castbox, yeah. I mean, it's dope. It's dope. They get only thing. I mean, it crashes occasionally. It might crash. I'm listening to the shit like for 6-7 hours straight.
Oh,
so it might crash like, I say maybe 2 or 3 times, but it starts right back up though. Starts right back up and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's dope. It's dope.
It was dope because remember last week we covered Trace 20's Dimes for September. And September 88.
That In Control, right?
Definitely 100%. 30 years ago, man.
The only thing about Marley Marl, I kind of get in the sense of like that he kind of got that Jermaine Dupri thing a little bit, where he kind of like he got to keep constantly defending himself and shit, and he kind of be like on like what about me type of shit, because he missed that a couple of times.
Yeah, and I feel him because in a way you gotta understand his story's never been told. Like everybody else is telling their stories with him in it. Yeah, but he's never told his story yet.
I mean, and then he also, he's like, I started this, and I'm the inventor, and I don't get my props, and I just don't like when people say that. Like, I don't know, just do your thing and shit. Like Jermaine Dupri, he says that a lot in all the interviews too. Like, but it is the truth. It is the truth. It is the truth. But I don't like when people say it though and shit.
Well, Marley Marl, the thing with Marley Marl, the one negative thing I heard was how he was trying to take credit for producing the Eric B and Rakim album.
There's a couple of Kane, a lot of shit.
Right, Kane also.
But he kind of mentioned that a little bit. Like he kind of mentioned that a little bit, saying like that's a misconception that, but I mean his point was if they did the music themselves, then how come everything after that don't sound like how it sound when it was with me? If they did the shit.
Well, he was the engineer. He had all the equipment, so they brought it to his crib or whatever, his studio.
He's saying he did the shit. He's basically saying he did the shit. Like if they did it,
Eric B was like, yeah, I was bringing records. I was telling him what I wanted. I was telling him how I wanted it to sound or whatever the case is. And as the engineer, he did the shit.
Well, I guess it kind of goes to the point where he. Like we always talk about it all the time. Like what's a producer? Like there is a beat maker, then it's a producer. Like if Eric B doesn't know how to work the machine, and he says he brings the Impeach the President sample, which Marley Marl claimed that's his idea. But say he brings a sample for whatever, and he say, okay, use this sample right here, or just say Kane say use this sample right here. I want this, and then I want to hear boom, 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 like that. I want to hear do or something like that. So then Marley, he puts everything together. He did produce the album and shit. He did produce the song. If he puts it together,
co-produce, right? He can be a co-producer.
But see,
can't take sole credit.
In a perfect world, yes, you would put produced by Big Daddy Kane and Marley Marl.
But let's take a look at it like this, because I know all 4 of us have been in the studio. We got time in the studio to where we've seen how shit goes down, and like just seeing it from my eyes. And I correct me if I'm wrong if y'all don't see the same way, but I always see like, okay, you have the artist that comes and brings the beat to the engineer. The engineer has to reconstruct the beat itself, not really, kind of like break it down a little bit so that way you can hear certain instruments. Right. So and that's why they always tell the producer, make sure that when you bring it to the studio, it's tracked out. Right. Because they have to individually go to each sound. They have to tweak the sound so that way one is not higher than the other. So that way when you go and you lay your vocals down, whether it be singing or whether it's rapping, your voice, you're able to hear the voice and not the actual sound. Right. So the engineer kind of like, I guess, takes the sound of what the producer does and amplifies the sound, or he may have to turn it down, and he does all the changes.
Now, what you're describing as an engineer, you are describing an engineer, like a Bob Power, like a What's my man from Rockefeller? Young Guru.
Duro.
Yeah, you describing
Duro.
Engineer.
Yeah.
Right now. Right.
Yeah.
So, but you're talking about a specific case, though. That's a specific case if you have a particular song in mind that you want to rap to, and you taking that to the engineer, like already tracked out. All the sounds is already individual tracked. That's different from a person going to a studio, right? Who might not have anything, might be in the studio, blank slate, blank slate, and just be like, while he's in the studio though, and he's listening to songs, if he's a producer, the producer, he's playing records and he hears a sample like, oh shit, I like that. He'll tell the dude, yo, loop that for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Loop that, chop it up this way, that way, add some hi-hats and snares to it like this. He'll add it. He's like, nah, I don't like that. Do it like this. You know what I mean? So that's like, to me, you got that's like a production credit.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead,
with whole production from engineer's point of view.
Interesting you mentioned that, Prez. Interesting you mentioned that.
Okay.
Because one of the greatest MCs of all time, your boy Hove, and one of the greatest producers of all time, your boy DJ Premier, don't have many tracks together. One of the reasons is that Primo works as you come into the studio, like you said, clean slate.
Blank slate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hove likes to come in the studio and you have the joint already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Primo said, Hove told them, like, son, I can't work with you. You're too slow. Like, I'm trying to get it done. I'm trying to get something done now.
I never heard that.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Sit here and listen to joints all night. Like,
that's hilarious. Jay-Z ain't got that kind of time and shit, right? He ain't got that kind of fucking time. Yeah.
And Primo totally understood. He was like, yes, you know what I'm saying? No, there's definitely no disrespect between it. They respect each other immensely. So Primo said, this is how I work.
Yeah.
So it was so
sense.
funny.
I mean, that's what he did.
They have worked with each other, and the songs you do hear from that magical combination right there, Hove and Primo, the joints were already, you know what I'm saying? Already either had the idea already mapped out or already created or on the way of being already created by the time Hove gets there. So that's an interesting you said that, because yes, it does happen both ways. Artists might go there with a clean slate, yes, and if that's your man, you're you're sitting down there and you're running through things. Like Primo had a story like with the way with Nas, like they were sitting in there and they were talking about when they created New York State of Mind, and Primo was sitting there, and yes, and they were just running through records, and then that they dropped, he's needle dropping, you know what I'm saying? And then needle dropped on some shit with it's like, and they both looked at each other like, so the magic does happen that way.
Yeah.
And also there's MCs like, a lot of MCs like they come prepared. That was old school. We used to come prepared to the studio. We used to have a concept in our head, verses, hook, bridge, everything in our head. And then when we hear something, because a producer would do that, come in there and play like, 20 beats or whatever. You know what I mean? And until there's something that matches what was in your head, then you say, that's it right
now you talking about tracks that were already done, back the tracks were already done. So now now the way that we talking, like say Big Daddy Kane, which is probably the person I'm really thinking about, because he's kind of the main one that really said it. He never like defamed Marley Marl, but he definitely said that he produced those songs and shit, like Warm It Up Kane and all that. He said he's the one that produced the song, but Marley Marl kind of got the credit for it or whatever.
And again, it's just a matter. It's all relative. It's like, what is your definition of producing? Like, what do you mean you produced? What did you do? Did you sit on a fucking MP? He sat on the MP.
He said he found he had the sample. He brought the sample in, and he I guess he told him what he wanted to hear on what drum pattern he wanted to hear, and then Marley Marl put that together.
Did he quantize the shit? Did he put the shit down?
You a funny
Hold on. I thought you were just advocating that the artist should have a co-producer credit.
I'm saying, but you at the same token, you can't go in there as a rapper and be like, I produced that song. It has to be co-production.
That is what they've been saying though. Yeah. But then again, in this case, it's just a production by Marley Marl only. I think that's been their issue over all of these years. That's been their issue.
And I think what it is back then, this was what 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, nobody really cared about that. 30 years ago, Cash just wanted to get on.
Word.
Cash just wanted to rhyme.
Excellent point.
And they just wanted people to give them props.
I mean, that's kind of now too, really. Especially if you talking about younger people and shit.
It's different now because the credit now you want your name on the fucking album because now that gives you production credit. That gives you points on the album.
The young kids don't know about that shit.
They know about it.
No, they do.
Nah,
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Kanye West, Life of Pablo. On the Life of Pablo, if you look at like the credits, my God, it's so many people.
It's like what 12
That's
on one song on the album. You talking about the album or the song?
That's kind of all of the Kanye West recent shit, right?
The album,
well, yeah, kind of like recently,
yeah. We been saying that for all of these new albums and shit.
His what is it? My Dark Twisted Fantasy, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, or whatever.
Yeah, I think it started. That's where it started.
It's smart though.
You got half of the industry on the album,
it's smart though. It's smart if you think about it. You know, that's what I was gonna ask y'all. Like, you know, like Prez, would you rather be in a group, like kind of like how they had like the Hitmen were for the Bad Boy, or like a solo producer, like a Premier? Like, which do you think is the best way to be and shit? Because the Hitman stuff, it's just produced by the Hitman or whatever. It very rarely says the, you know, individual and shit. Because I didn't even know certain people produce like the Benjamins and all this until they talked about it recently in like interviews and stuff.
And we're in the actual group.
In the Hitman, yeah. Most of the tracks say produced by the Hitman.
I would definitely prefer to be. Hold on, I got distracted for a second, man.
Yeah, President's fucking. I mean, we just fucking shape shifting and shit.
This Harry Houdini motherfucker.
I don't know what's going on, man, but either way.
Oh shit. Yo, nigga walked out.
I don't know what just happened, man. This nigga joined the call. He was already on the call. I don't know what's going on. You said just ignoring this shit. I ain't got time for that nonsense.
Yo, but yeah, I think I prefer to be a solo producer, man, because that shit is so like detail orientated. You know what I mean? For you to be in a group,
right?
Who's to say like everybody got the same work ethic, and who's to say like if this one dude is responsible for one part, and then you got another dude, he's good at the drum patterns,
right?
But that day he just happened to want to go to Vegas for the weekend or some shit like that.
Then he got the next man. Well, see, in this term, in this way, I seem like the Hitman when they was doing this shit, they just all went away together and just
together.
Yeah, I think they did Life After Death like Bermuda or some shit. I think how the story goes or whatever, something like
that. If you're dedicated like that, then fuck it. Yeah, if it works,
it's probably easier, probably kind of dope and shit. Like if it's or say all four of us, you know, this one fine, we all finding samples. Oh, she used this, and how about this pattern? It's probably easier than just maybe they can do the shit faster than Primo taking 3 years to make one album and shit type of thing.
Yeah, I guess it depends, man. I know certain dudes like duos, I guess Cool and Dre,
right?
I think they were talking about, you know, the work that they did on the Everything Is Love album.
Yeah,
you know, they literally like you said, they it was in Paris, I believe, in the same hotel that Jay-Z and Beyonce stayed in.
Okay.
And while they were rehearsing, while Jay-Z and Beyonce were rehearsing, they'd be in a room working on tracks and shit. And they said they would see them like looking, they would look out their balcony or whatever, and they would be able to see the rehearsal. And they can tell when J and B was leaving, and they were on the same floor. Like, you know, Jay, they rented out the whole floor.
Right.
Yeah.
So as they was leaving rehearsal, they was like, all right, let me turn this shit up. So they blasted shit so that Jay and B could hear this shit as they was walking by. And then they'd be like, oh shit, what's that? You know what I mean? So when it's like that, when you can get up and you can actually travel and
hold on. They were there for the sole purpose to make an album together?
They were working on that album. Like literally
while they were doing the tour, right?
While they were doing the tour.
Okay.
That's why, like literally, like that album was put out during the tour.
But now I remember though,
for the tour.
During the rehearsal for the tour.
A couple of them tracks say produced by Jay-Z and Beyonce. I do remember that.
Because they would say, you know, I like this sample or I like this song, chop it up or whatever, or do something, you know, do what you do, but I want this to be in this record. Because let's say the topic of the song is something that, you know, directly relates to the sample.
Right.
So,
you know what I mean?
So in a sense, like, okay, say for instance, like me and my man Act, yo, shout out to Act, shout out to, you know, shout out to Act, absolutely Action. So say for instance, like we sitting there chilling with a homeboy of ours who does our production, which is his name is Cap. Shout out to Cap as well. So say for instance, like we sitting with him and we listen to different we going through different records, going through some like a bunch of 45s or whatever, just trying to hear something. And we say, okay, I like that. Yo, let's go with that. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take this, loop this. And so you mean by us saying that we should have a production credit for that? Or
if you provided the actual sample and you're in your head know how you want it to sound, you know how you want it chopped up because the song that you getting ready to write.
If you're doing all of that,
definitely. You got to get.
But I might, but I might not know like the specific technique on how, you know what I'm saying, the producer actually does it. So
you don't need to. I don't think you need to. I think your role in it is you providing the actual song, the sample. His role is he's taking it and he's crafting it to make it sound how you want it to sound. And then he may actually add something or he might take away something. Be like, nah, this sounds like it's clashing. This sound right here that you want is clashing. Let me take this out, maybe add this, or just leave it without. And it might sound ill without it. You know what I mean? So that's why it should be like a co-production kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where everybody involved gets the credit. It's like, so going back to Premier, when he did that Sandra's Rose on Drake's album, he made an exception, which is something he never do. Like you were saying, how he don't, like he builds the shit from scratch.
Right.
The other thing that he also does or doesn't do is take samples from other people and allow, like like a co-production, like what we were talking about.
Yeah.
He rather craft the shit himself.
Oh, he's very specific and shit. Okay.
He's very specific. But Drake came to him. Drake was like, yo, I got this fucking sample. I want you to chop this shit up like this. But
see, now that would make sense because I love DJ Premier, but my main criticism with Premier is a lot of his stuff kind of sounds the same after a certain point in time.
It has
so maybe that is part of the problem with him. That he doesn't
that sound. It has,
have other people, you know.
It definitely has that like that trademark. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's a good thing when I hear that's Premier. I don't think it's a good thing when you just hear something automatically, you know who produced it. I don't know. I don't think that's such a good thing because people like Will.i.am be shocking the shit out of me. I'm like, oh, this shit is dope. Who the fuck? Like Will.i.am. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? I like that.
But is it still dope?
Some of the Premier stuff, it gets repetitive to me. It gets real repetitive. It gets real repetitive. It gets real.
Did you like the Sandra's Rose? Did you like the Sandra's Rose?
I don't really know that song on top of my head. I don't know that song.
That was different.
Well, but as y'all just saying, y'all saying that.
But it was
Drake provided the sample, and so that's different. That's different.
Yeah. I mean, like the Prime album. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen, like to both Prime albums.
I said Royce probably had a big hand in that shit too, though. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See that's different stuff. I'm talking about like when he does his individual, like the chopping up you know how you do we chop up the chorus and shit. That gets real fucking repetitive, man. That gets real repetitive and shit, yo. You know, you gotta mix it up. Even I mean,
have to definitely disagree. To me, I think that's the creativity of it. That
it all sound the same.
No, then to me, it doesn't all sound the same. Now it sounds what I know what you're talking about. What sounds the same? Like sometimes the beats, the drums specifically, might have,
and the chorus, like I said, the chop it up, the chorus and shit. I love
street. And I know where you're getting at, sis, when you say like the beat, like as far as like the specific, maybe have the same hi-hat as a couple of other beats, and they do the same. I'm talking
about Premier right now.
Boom, boom, bap.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Premier. Boom, boom, bap. Yeah. Yo, to me, like take for instance, like my favorite Primo joints, like Memory Lane, for instance, right? And then you would take like the Reunion joint, CNN.
Ooh.
Then you take Recognize, the Locks.
Yes.
Like these joints, like I swear to God, I know what you mean, D. But that's
those are three different. I'm talking about maybe his more recent stuff, like within the last like 10 years. I'm talking about that within the last 10 years.
I you know what? I know where you're coming from.
Because I just think when I think of like Dre and like Kanye, I don't know. I just can't hear it automatically know that's their beat. I don't know that. I have no idea. When I just hear all that big shit. I Dre.
Know that for Dre, definitely.
I don't know. I don't listen to some shit like that's automatic. That's Dre. That could be anything. That could be Dre. That could be Daz. That could be. I know it might be. I might know it's a West Coast song, but I don't know for 100% the fact that that's Dre. But I hear a Premier track. I almost all the time know that's Premier automatically.
But see, I know like Dre always, it's like a certain sound that's kind of like Dre, Swiss Beats. They kind of have like this, like a signature.
Swiss Beats has a sound.
Huh?
Swiss Beats has a sound. Swiss Beats definitely has a kind of similar
producer sound. Has a sound. I don't think that's a knock to you, D. The way you said, like even you made it. Is that a good thing when you could listen to something? I think it is a hell of a good thing.
When you go back and listen to it, O'Malley know that's who produced the track.
Yeah, I think so. I think the creativity, like when you listen to it, you be like, oh, that's a Swiss joint right there, or that's a Primo joint right there. That's a Pete Rock joint right there. That's a Kanye joint. Like you hear them samples speed up. Everybody has their own signature, and there's a few things that they put in their beats to know that is a signature. Like even when I heard Sandra's Rose, I didn't know it was Primo. I did not know it was Primo, son. Like there's sometimes you did not know. There's a couple of joints out there that's true. I listened to it. I'm like, yeah, D. I'm telling you that even though you would listen to a Primo track and be like, oh, that's a Primo joint right there, it was just as fly when you listen to something like, oh shit, I didn't know that was Primo. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was just as fly to me.
I know all my favorite Primo tracks, they all kind of sound the same and shit.
But you know what's so funny? You say that Primo, a lot of his song, his beats sound the same.
Yeah.
Isn't this the same kind of argument that we have for the new age producers? Like all their stuff sounds the same.
See, I don't know them people. You know them dudes and shit, right? Like they all kind of the Metro Boomin and all them people. I don't know them. That's the only person I know. That's Mike Well.
DJ Mustard.
Yeah. Oh, you know when you hear Mustard beat, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that to me, bro, that new shit is definitely not.
You know who's very creative? I would think now, Murder Beats. Murder Beats is very creative. I can't listen to a joint. I didn't know he did the Drake Nice for What.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know things like that. And Murder on the Beat. Like I heard a couple of joints and it sounded different. It's true. I just feel like that classic. Maybe it's just me, but I just feel like that classicness. I think that's more of an of a good thing, of a great thing that it is, of it being that sounds alike. I love it because oh shit, that shit is on point. Sometimes I would listen looking forward on a Primo joint. What's he gonna cut up for that chorus?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's interesting. Exactly. That's interesting take.
Exactly. Like matter of fact, I'll tell you one in particular. When Primo was doing like these like the joints for like Snoop. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I see a Snoop album getting ready to drop and they say Primo's on it, and you know, I'm wondering, like, I'm ready to hear, like, okay, what is this gonna sound like? And it's like you got a West Coast artist on this guy that's from up north doing a beat, you know, and it just I'm like said, I'm anticipating. I'm ready to hear, okay, it's a Primo joint. What are you gonna hear? Even the joint with rest in peace, Mac Miller. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, Mac Miller on a Primo joint. And
Primo when I got that cachet. Like, he definitely got that cachet and shit.
Oh, yeah. Another joint. How about when I would hear the Heat Makers? Ooh, the Heat Makers is
who's that? That's that Diplomats.
Diplomats. Yes. Yeah. That era.
You know?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I was. Every time, yo, and I feel you, sis, because every single time somebody's album would drop, so you like, okay, we start with Cam, like, oh, yo, I can't wait for Heat Makers, and then with the Heat Makers, Diplomat album. When I tell you, when that Diplomat album dropped, a Diplomatic Immunity album, but
you go bananas right now and shit. Damn, I hear that shit, yeah.
Like those. But this is classic sounds. Like this is classic, vintage, authentic.
You know I never heard them shit. I wasn't really fucking with them.
2002, I miss you.
Yeah, I wasn't really fucking with them back then and shit.
You know another one I remember. Like D. It's funny how you would say that. It's not. I think when you talk about Primo, we were just mentioning Heat Makers. We just mentioned a couple of the recent producers. I remember Trackmasters. I remember when I would hear Trackmasters, how it sounded so crisp and clean. Like it didn't sound like the gutter. You know what I'm saying? It didn't sound like Beat Miners. When I would listen to
pop
type Beat Miners was definitely like the opposite of that. You know, you was
definitely that gritty, that bass, the gritty. You can hear like the needle when the thing. You can hear them like a needle and shit. You can hear them fucking. You can hear them blowing the dust off of the fucking record. Yeah.
Can you beat that, yo?
Beat Miners shit is dope.
And mind you, there's a few producers out there that could take a lot of credit for a lot of how these people sound today. Large Professor, he's probably one for sure.
I wonder what the fuck is going on with Large Professor and shit, man. I wonder what the fuck has been going on with him. Like, what is I'm just curious. Like, what's his deal? Like, I don't know. You think is he in a regular world? Does he just work? Like, because I don't know. He making music.
I know he. Well, I saw him on what's the thing that they have on where everybody chooses a beat, the blindfolded, they choose a sample, they go into the record shop, they blindfold them.
Yeah, like some YouTube video, one of them things.
Yeah. I saw him on that. He came out with an album several years ago. I want to say maybe about 5.
That's a long time. I know we had a track on the Nas Life is Good.
Yeah.
Like, what else is he doing? I'm curious because he's a legend. The dude is a fucking
legend. But you know what? I think he's one of those producers that, yes, I felt like he could run the gamut. Sometimes you didn't know a Large Pro joint. Sometimes,
definitely not.
Oh, another one. Oh man, at Q-Tip.
Oh, of course, man. Yes. I never knew any of the fucking ships. Q-Tip though, he don't rarely get the props that he deserves and shit. Y'all know how I feel about Q-Tip, man. Like, because I had no idea he was producing, especially the first 2 Tribes albums by himself. Well, I guess Shalee might have helped a little bit, Shalee Ali, but pretty much Q-Tip. Man. Especially like the first couple of months. He's still a teenager when he produced some shit. That's fucking insane, man.
Look at how producers could transform Public Enemy, Bomb Squad, then turn around and do an Ice Cube album, son. Like that shit it's creative. Like you would never think these producers that put the music to our memories are definitely. I cannot take nothing away from how they sounded, because to tell you the truth, sometimes if it's not broke, no need to fucking fix that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, my bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, what's my man from the Beat Nuts? Juju. Yeah.
Psycho Les.
Psycho, Psycho Les. I just recently saw him do one of those things I was just talking about with
the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, I saw a video of him reconstructing the beat, you know what I'm saying, from scratch. And like, man, I just look at like a lot of these legends, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, like, you know, why are these legends? They made these dope beats and they still got it, evidently.
Right.
Why are they not out here making these beats now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, or are they? Are we just not hearing those songs? I don't know.
Well, no, even like say like when say like some of the you know what I'm saying, the legends come back out as far as like putting out albums or whatever.
Right.
First thing I'm running towards, I'm looking at the list of who's making the beats. I'm looking at all the, just like how we did before.
Right.
I mean, now we do it digitally, but you know, like what we did before, when we open up the CD lining,
read the line of those.
Yeah. I'm still interested in it. I still be trying to see like, okay, I want to see if these dudes are still gonna, you know, crafting these beats like back in the day.
Yo, speaking of producers and all of that, I just happened to come across this article. Any listen to that dude Russ?
Yeah.
A rapper Russ?
Yeah, Russ.
What songs would I know? Like what songs would we know? Is anything like that's popular enough to fucking be like, oh, okay, I know what that is. I'm
trying to I can't think right now off the top of my head, but it's a song that, you know, everybody has heard because it plays a lot, you know what I'm saying, like in any environment, whether you listen to the radio, whether you just like out like chilling at you know what I'm saying, maybe at a lounge or whatever, or even at the bar. It's a song that plays like in constant rotation, and I think it came out last year, and that's when he got real popular.
What They Want?
Yeah.
What They Want?
What They Want. I think that's how I go.
Never heard of it. But this dude, he happened to be the first rapper to go platinum with no features and handle all the production himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing platinum and shit?
And he went platinum, yeah. That shit is, you know, props to him. This is amazing to me because I've just heard of this nigga for the first time like a couple months ago, like maybe 2 months ago. But then again, you know, who the fuck am I? I'm not into the fucking new generation of hip hop anyway that much. So he might be fucking the hottest thing on the block for all I know. But you know, just for the younger generation and shit. But yeah, so I'm assuming, you know, he don't really get any radio play. I guess all of his shit is like social media, YouTube, word of mouth.
Well, no, that one single, What They Want, that gets a lot of spins. I mean, every time I turn around on the music, that's what they, you know what I'm saying, that's what's being played. Well, I'll say last year, you know what I'm saying, because I listen to the radio in the morning time, like when I listen to like the Breakfast Club, you know what I'm saying, I listen to that every morning. So of course they play all the popular joints, all the new joints. So that's how I hear about a lot of the new joints.
So reading about this dude, it looked like they this kind of falling under this what's it called, the streaming thing. That might have been how he went platinum.
How he went platinum.
The
way you
under that streaming shit.
You need to get like a certain amount of streams for it to be credited for a sale or some shit like that.
So let's open that for a second. You know what I'm saying? So you telling me that if I put my music on, well, now since Spotify allows you to just openly put your music on, you know, they're streaming. So you mean to tell me if I just put my stuff on Spotify, that if I put the word out to as many people as possible when I get the streams, then that would be counted? And as me, as like somebody that's not out there in the industry, I can easily, if I'm putting it out there in social media, all that, and I'm getting these, everybody goes to it and clicks on it, that's a spin. So you mean to tell me if I get 100, what's platinum?
I don't know what the equivalent is. million sales, but I know it's not a million spins. It's a lot more.
It's not a million spins. No, it's a lot more. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if you fucking play a record on your computer today, it counts as a spin, but can you do it again tomorrow and count as another spin? You know what I'm saying? Does it just recognize the IP address at one time and like, okay, you're not getting, you got your one spin off of this IP.
See, I would like. I don't know if it's like that though. I don't know if it's individual, if it's just has to be one. Like you said, one. I don't know. Or if I listen to the shit 400 times, it counts 400 spins,
right?
400 streams, whatever it's called.
I was reading up on today, like how to put your music up on like these different sites or whatever. And like you have to have a distribution. So instead of say like going if I don't want to go to Def Jam distribution or go to these other companies, then I can get something like CD Baby. And as a distribution, they have these smaller little companies or whatever, and you pay them. And you know what I'm saying? They basically represent you as far as distribution.
But people, CD Baby, people actually purchase that music though, right?
Well, yeah, but I think they do it now as far as like with this whole streaming thing, because this whole streaming thing has been like.
I guess I'm just old school. I'm not into the streaming. I don't agree with the streaming. Like, to me, that's not the same thing. I don't know. That's me personally. If, like, say, Jay-Z, whoever, Redman come out with his album and he's goes all over the world and he's promoting his shit and he physically sells 1 million CDs, 1 million people will buy his music. That's platinum. I don't. To me, it's not the same as somebody just they don't really have to go anywhere and then somebody just listen. People just listen to the shit. But 200 million
CDs are obsolete now, so it's
I know. I don't see it in the same. For me personally, it's not the same. It's not the same to me. Like somebody selling 1 million, that's a big thing. When 1 million people bought your album and shit, that's a big thing. They got to they got to go to the store. They had to purchase the album. They had to wait online. They had to do this. As well as be just on my phone, just listening to the shit on YouTube or whatever the fuck, however they do the shit.
So you're saying like you can't even really like. You personally really can't even like adapt to like what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know equate. I don't put them in the same category. I don't put them in the same category. I don't know.
How would you because I feel like if you would you take the time to like understand it just because
that's the way it is now. You got no choice. That's just the way it is now. Yeah, like I said, there's no more. You can't go to the store. But I think it was a bigger thing back then and shit. I don't know.
So I guess now it's like the older heads who's used to, that way. I feel like the older heads would be taken advantage of more quicker than the younger ones, because the younger ones are kind of hip to it and they understand.
Oh yeah, they definitely understand. Yeah.
So
yeah, they definitely understand.
You know how like the old heads now, they say the young ones will. Other ones that's being taken advantage of with these.
Who the fuck is this old head shit you talk about? You talking about us? We keep saying old heads and shit. Who the fuck you talking about?
Well, yeah, I'm talking about all of us. Like we're
the old head nigga.
Oh man, come on, man.
Old head and shit.
I'm talking about the old. Okay, let me take that back. The way as what we used to know how music sales go. Versus the way in which music sales go now. Does that sound better? Does that sound better?
Go ahead, yeah. That's all I say in the shit. I mean, heard your shit correctly.
But we from that era, man.
We from this era.
30 years old. You ain't from this era.
I'm 35, about to be 36.
We from this era too. We from this era. We up and about.
You know what I mean, man.
You know what I mean, man. Can you said, nigga, you 30 years old and shit.
Nigga, can you go out here and make a song like what these other young ones saying? Jump in the big ha ha.
No, of course I can. Of course I can, man. Anybody can do that.
So can you did it yourself. You say y'all niggas is doo-doo, 2 ply. I don't know.
Shipping it, woo, 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 shipping it, dude.
Yo, we got trolled, yo. We got trolled. Like, remember that? Remember that? I remember that belligerent episode. That was crazy. We got trolled though that day, man. When Kodak Black and Little Uzi and all these guys were saying they were better than Big and better than Pop.
That's man, look. I mean, first
come on, man. We got seriously trolled. So that's how old we are. We got trolled.
Came in heated and shit, right? Yo, let me tell you something about these motherfuckers.
We got trolled, man. So yeah, we old, all right. You got that right.
Oh man, I've listened to so many old interviews recently, man. Just it's just a different mentality now. Just a different mentality, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Whatever it is, the new cast, they do what they do. They do what they do. But I mean, some of the shit is just. I mean, this is beating the dead horse. We've been saying the same shit over and over again. I just like creativity. You know, if you just sound like the next person that just put their shit out, that shit was hot, so you just emulating that shit. That's not hot to me, honest. It's just whatever, yeah.
Like I mentioned, Murder Beats. Like that's one producer that is very creative to me, man.
I love creativity, man.
Yeah, man.
Like Kendrick Lamar, all of these dudes. I love creativity. I love just different shit.
And since you like, you know what I'm saying, if you want to check it out on Tidal. And this, since we talk about producers, on Tidal, they have under the playlist, they have like they have like different producers or whatever, and they have all the songs that the producer, you know what I'm saying, the top songs that the producer made or whatever. So you can see like the new cats, you can see like the older, you know what I'm saying, cats as far as production.
That's what's up.
They even have, you know, DJ Premier one, you know, and
all the shit sound the same. Here we go with this shit.
Yo, D, son, I'm not gonna sit here and let you disrespect Primo.
Yo, big shout out to Primo, man. I love Primo. I saw Primo with a porno store in fucking like back in the days and shit, man. Yeah. Big shout out to Primo. I walked past, I was like, the fuck is that Primo? I was like, what the fuck? You know? The fuck you doing in here? I ain't said that to him. I'm already embarrassed myself being in that shit. Talking about conversation before being in the porno store.
Same shit you doing in here.
Of course, his
you like that shit too, but that's a Del Rio. That's what's up, son.
Of course, in his interviews he talks about it. So,
oh yeah, I know. That's one of the first. I was like, oh, I did see him in the pool. I forgot. I went to so many of those shits back in the days, man. I forgot that shit, man. But big shout out to that dude, man. Big Premier in the building. I don't know how the producer shit started, but how do we start this? That's way back, man. We started.
Yeah, because you said you finished the
Marley Marl. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was dope, by the way. It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean that's how we first started getting on that topic. It's an interesting topic because you know, like Prez said it. I mean, you're supposed to get some co-producing credit if both hands, or like it was back in the day, for real, it was the person who was hands-on, who's actually turning those knobs.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's just that person. You know.
But of course, why they separated it now.
But I just love this story. I just love to hear him talk about the production points type shit, man. I just love to hear that shit, man. How he was like, he said shit is in a commercial. This is in a commercial, and we getting this money. I love to hear that shit, man.
With Marley?
Yeah, Marley. Yeah. I forgot what song he was talking about. Where he said that he said the song has got a commercial recently and shit, and it's gonna be in some Bank of America commercial for 6 months or something like that, and they get paid every time that shit is played. And that shit is dope. The publishing for the song.
Okay.
It's dope shit.
Yeah, he definitely a legend with some stories. I'm from a legendary area also. I mean, told the story of how it actually happened, how Roxanne portrayed it in her movie. That, you know, she was, you know, running errands.
I keep hearing she was just killing everybody. I keep hearing this shit, man.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling some story I heard the other day. I forgot who it was, and they was like, "Yeah," because he's like, and then he said Roxanne just fucking bodied this dude, and then I went down the block, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like they said she was just bodying everybody and shit. Men, grown men, a teenage girl bodying everybody, and he said that Roxanne that joint was a freestyle. He said basically that long joint she did. That was it. Roxanne's Revenge. What it's called?
Yeah, I think that's Roxanne's Revenge.
That shit was a fucking freestyle. That shit was a fucking freestyle.
I love the story of how he says that KRS-One and BDP told people that MC Shan said in Queensbridge that hip hop started out in Queensbridge, and everybody believed him. He was like, yo, I didn't think people were that stupid. We did not say that. So it just goes to show it is true that, you know, you just say whatever you want to say that somebody else said, and, you know, you can run with it.
KRS-One, the original troll of hip hop and shit, man.
The original troll, son. But for good reason, you know what I mean? Because he does tell the story.
Good
how,
reason,
you know, rest in peace, Mr. Magic.
Right.
Went into the studio session. There was a studio session in the same building. Went into another room. They called him into another room to hear the BDP and them, and they were jumping all up and down the room when the joint was playing. And Mr. Magic just went up to the control board and turned that shit off. Man, that's some bullshit, yo. That shit.
I'm surprised he didn't get his ass whipped and shit, man.
Exactly, yo. And you know, it's so funny, Marley Marl, the way he said he didn't remember that day until later on. Somebody said, "Joe, you remember them cats?"
Of course, he's not gonna remember that shit. Yeah, because he probably saw it a million fucking times and shit, man.
Yo. Speaking of Marley Marl, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he produce a couple of LL's joints?
He produced that whole "Mama Said Knock You Out" album and shit.
That's
see, I didn't even put two and two together. I kind of knew that he did I knew he did "Mama Said Knock You Out." I didn't really realize he did the whole album. So he did fucking "Around the Way Girl." Like, now
that right there,
are you kidding
"Around
me?
the Way Girl" is like my new state, the new, like in that era in the mid 90s, the new Queen's anthem.
That's my time ever. Period. Ever.
Rising to the Top is the original Queen's anthem. Rising to the Top is the original Queen's anthem. When "Round the Way Girl" came out, son.
Come on, man. If you from Queens, you from Jamaica. They on Jamaica Avenue. Come on, man. They riding the bus and shit. Come on. It's like I knew that whole video by heart and shit. I knew that every dance. I probably still know it. I can watch that shit with my eyes closed. I know every dance step. I know it. That's one of my favorite songs ever, man.
Yeah, you're right, Lou Hall. He did do the joint. I mean, that's classic. You're classic. And you know, and it's funny, even though with the success of that album, he was asked who's your number one artist, like you would sit down and do a joint with right now, like somebody you would love to work. And he said Big Daddy Kane, yo. Yep. Big Daddy Kane. I mean, Kane, like if once again, like if you was in Brooklyn, you knew when that Raw came out. Oh my gosh.
R.A.W.
Was the president talking about Big Daddy Kane recently? A couple of days ago when he was on Kane?
Yes, I think I was. Yeah. I believe I was.
Did you make it to the to that party celebrating what was it, the album?
It was the 30th year anniversary of for the first album, I guess.
What, Long Live the King? Or
yeah, it was him and Mr. C. I think they were performing the album in its entirety.
Wow.
Man, but I couldn't make it, man. I ain't make it out there.
Dude, we gotta get a jump on the for next year. What came out in '89 and shit, man. We gotta get a jump and have that shit already knowing what's going on and shit, man.
Well, interestingly enough, sorry, Lou Hall. Interestingly enough, I remember when Prez put out September 29, 1998 is probably, they say it's up for debate that is one of the greatest days of hip hop album releases. And I remember we had Volume 2 on there, Black Star on there, Tribe had Outkast, Tribe had Love Movement, Brand Nubian. I don't know what else, but you know what I'm saying, 20 years ago, that's very debatable. You know, I don't know if we had another day, but I'm sure enough, we did have a few days, and this year, by far, so far, woof, it's killer.
She has been dope. She has definitely been dope.
So you trying to get a jump for 89, D?
Well, I'm trying to see if any of these people will go on tour and do their whole like, oh, we celebrating 30 years of like EPMD came out in August and shit.
Okay.
Unfinished business and shit. Like, oh, we celebrating 30 years of unfinished business. We going on tour. We doing a whole album and shit type of thing.
Yo, Prez, on the first album, did it have "Warm It Up, King"?
Warm It Up, King. Warm It Up, King. Yeah. I think that was
because he said, "And who's Flat Top Rules in '89?"
Warm It Up, King. Warm It Up, King. Oh.
And I provide the genuine rhyme. Now, who's Flat Top Rules in '89?
I don't know. Nah, it could have been the second album.
Could have been the second one.
Yeah, it could have been the second joint.
Kane was so dope. Like even Marley said, like, you know, the ladies started getting into him, and he just kind of
lost his
well, they said he just kind of went towards catered towards the women and shit, started making women, you know. You really can't. I don't know. You can't keep both. I don't know. You can't. You can't do it.
Yes,
you run your course. You do whatever.
Well, maybe not back then. Maybe now Drake can do this shit, but not really. Drake
because LL did it. You remember? He started out when I'm alone in my room.
No, LL definitely did it for a while. LL definitely did it for a while.
Yeah, when I Need Love. I Need Love was the first one.
He did it for a while. I mean, then people wasn't fucking with him. Nah, LL. I'm even talking about like the 90s LL. We can have Hey Lover. We can have Hey Lover, and then you can have fucking 4 3 2 1 and I Shot You and shit. Yeah. LL was definitely the prototype.
And doing it. Oh
yeah. He's definitely the prototype. Yeah, I don't think anybody else has been successful with that shit. Actually,
word up, was really good, yo. Like
maybe Heavy D, like Heavy D. Heavy D got mad props. I never heard anybody ever diss Heavy D ever. I never heard anybody ever diss Heavy D.
Never.
But yeah, mad ladies song, mad songs for the women.
I just thought about when you mentioned Kane and the, you know what I'm saying, doing the songs like for the ladies.
People said Kane was corny. People said Kane was fucking corny, yo.
That one joint.
Taste of Chocolate?
Yeah.
That shit was horrible, yo. Even though he did have some dope track. He had a song with Little Daddy Shane on it. I love that fucking song. I don't know if you ever heard this shit before. It's Kane and Little Daddy Shane. I think it's called something about my brothers keeper or something. That song is off the fucking hook, yo. But other than that shit was whack.
Father MC?
Hell no, man. Nobody taking it seriously, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I was listening to Uptown. It was like a playlist.
Get that playlist.
Which you do.
I love Father. Well, I like R&B anyway, so I never had any issue with any of these people with shit. That shit was dope to me.
Who else?
I know.
I think Rakim tried a love song.
He got a couple.
I think off
Mahogany.
And I Want to Know What's on Your Mind is one of my favorite Rakim songs.
What's on your mind?
I seen it in the subway on my way to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I love the look. I love that song. I'm curious.
Yes.
What's on your mind?
Yes. Official.
But that was just 1 or 2 songs. So you talk about like I think girls just like him, period, and shit. They just like him, period. He don't really make too many songs catered towards women. They just like him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is what it is, man.
Big.
No, big. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yo, Hitman, Stevie J.
Yo, Stevie J still married to Faith.
They
still together?
They still together, man.
That just happened though, like a month ago, man.
I'm talking about his music, and y'all talking about some marriage shit. Y'all shade room. I'm gonna take it straight to the shade room.
Shade room ass nigga.
D was upset when he heard that shit.
Yeah, man, I was mad disappointed. I was disappointed in her, man. I'm disappointed in her and shit, man. It is what it is, man.
Y'all bugging, yo. Anyway, Hitman, Stevie J.
Is that more disappointing than Tony Braxton and Baby?
Oh God, that was very disappointing too, man. I was very disappointed. That's a damn shame, right? I was very disappointed. I was like, come on.
Hey, man, it all started on Birdman's album. when he had the album with Tony was on the song. It all started then. That's when Sparks started to fly.
I don't listen to Birdman albums, so I wouldn't even know she was on the album. Don't do it.
Oh, that was the same album with What Happened to That Boy. Come on now.
I heard the song. I heard that one single. Yeah, I never sat down and listened to no damn album. No Big Timers album.
Are you serious? Oh yeah.
Never listened to a Big Time.
Man,
Big Timers. Big Timers was what?
Big Timers album was on point. The lyrics was terrible, but of course, Manny Fresh on the beat, man. Manny Fresh.
So I listened to just the instrumentals and shit.
They didn't have instrumentals back then, man. What you?
I'm saying you said the lyrics is whack, but the music is dope. So just listen to the instrumentals and shit. Fuck it.
They didn't have instrumentals or albums back then.
Crazy,
man. I guess we about to wrap this shit up. I got this fucking hiccups and now this is about to get bad, yo. Might as well just wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
I got any final
respect.
Much respect good, man.
To all my favorite producers of all time. I'm listening to a lot of music now. 2018 turning out to be one of the best years for album releases and music in general for me. And I'm listening to all the music. The music is so special, man. Everything sounds good, crisp, a lot of throwbacks, a lot of futuristic sounds that I've never heard before. You know, and I'm just, it does give a nice throwback to how spoiled we were growing up when we had, you know, the Marley Marls, the Tips, the you know, the Primos, the Pete Rocks, the, you know, the Heat Makers, the Hitmen, the Kanye, like all this stuff. We just feel, you know, that I feel like we just made so much of a big turn, comeback year like a motherfucker, my nigga.
Old Kanye, I mean? Not the new Kanye.
I'll take new Kanye too, motherfucker. Fuck that shit. Fuck what you heard. Word up, man.
That's what's
up, man. Speaking now, the 2018 albums, man. You had a couple albums drop last week since the last time we spoke, man.
Word. What's up? What came out?
We had a few, man. You had that Ghostface Killer, the Lost Tapes.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what did you feel about that one, y'all?
Oh, come on, man. Come on. That's Ghostface, bro. That's goes without saying.
Since we're talking about Kane, I played that joint.
And then Kane definitely, he's on that joint, ripped it. You know, everything on that album was dope. That whole album was dope. No reason to fast forward, yo.
Oh, but as a matter of fact, before we even get off Wu-Tang, member, let's talk about rest in peace to the Wu-Tang affiliate, man. Lord Superb, man.
Yeah, I never heard of the case. I had no idea who that was.
Matter of fact, he was on that
fucking Meth's boy, right? Who was that? Who's Lord Superb?
I don't know.
I know he's an affiliate. Matter of fact, he was on that Ghostface album.
Okay.
On that Supreme Clientele. And we made it. We made it.
Oh, that's my shit, yo.
We made it. Yeah, I love that joint.
You know what, yo?
Yeah, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to the brother.
Oh, he passed away today. Okay, yeah, definitely rest in peace, man. Mm-hmm. Of course, it says former member of Wu-Tang, Lord Superb and shit.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Prez.
Yeah.
Before you go any further, I'm going to tell you one of the new releases that I listened to front and back, and I had to rewind. That Beloved.
Beloved, baby. That Dave East and Styles P the Ghost.
Yo, their styles,
dope.
No pun intended, but their styles go so good together. Hearing them back to back, you know what I mean? And Dave East, in my opinion, is not really, content wise. I like Dave East, but sonically, like his voice, I wasn't all in. But definitely, it's coming along because I know a few Davies joints already. Yeah, but with this Beloved, it definitely came along. But it just sounds like the chemistry. But it to me, it just sounded the way they meshed together, both of them back to back on the joints. You know, on a few lines that I still know, you know, just by listening. I listened to it, I rewound it. I'm lying. I listened to it 3 times. But it's like the lines that I do know, like it's like crazy. Like they just sound so well back and forth, kid.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's evident that Dave East was a fan of the Ghosts.
Obvious,
you know what I mean, when he was coming up. This dude, he ended up saying, I read this article, he was saying how Ghost pretty much convinced him that he don't need to be writing his shit. Like, in other words, like, you know how a lot of rappers, they'll go into the studio and they'll read the word
read off of the paper phone,
and over the phone. And he was like, so the Ghost don't do that. And nigga memorizes his shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best way to do it.
And then you go in there and you spit that shit with more conviction. So he was like, that's his new thing now. Shit.
That's what's up.
He said that. He said, I'll be scared to see his pen.
What he's saying, he writes it down, but he just memorizes it though.
Right.
All right. He's not trying to off the head
type
shit.
Nah, not off the top of the dome. Biggie, Jay-Z shit. Or even Lil Wayne now. Lil Wayne, you know, I've heard that before. Where he's saying
Lil Wayne sound like he just off the head.
He sound
like he just off the head. That's not even a surprise, yo. Ain't a shock and shit.
But you know, just to comment off of that, man. You know, just being in the studio, my OG, shout out to Fat Rat. You know, he's like our engineer, and he's also a, you know what I'm saying, old head rapper here, especially in South Carolina. And you know, the first thing he always says is, you know, when you sound better when you memorize before instead of just reading it off, because when you read it off, you may get lost in what you were saying, you may mix it up, and you might not get the understanding that you're trying to get out, you know what I'm saying, in the song. But if you sit back, you memorize it, you know when to, you know, say for instance, like if you run out of breath at a certain point, you know, when you can punch in and it sounds authentic. It doesn't sound like just robotic, because when you're reading, you sound like a robot. But when you actually memorize it, you could put more emphasis, you could put more feeling into everything.
Absolutely.
And I think it's evident when Dave East and Styles P go back and forth that they definitely bring the same energy and cadence on a track. And not to make a sidebar, but I went back and listened to Brooklyn's Finest, and I think Jay got big on that one. So.
We go all day on that.
I'm sorry, because when you listen to a Jay and Styles, you know, Fife and Tip, you know, I'm just listening to a lot of collabo tracks.
He pulled it out the air,
and I pulled it out the air. I'm just saying, one of the greatest.
That's that. I don't want to get off the mic right now.
Obviously,
one of the greatest collabo joints of all time.
You gotta like a bait y'all motherfuckers in and shit. Just put it this way: Reese says, whatever you say, Biggie had the dopest line in that whole fucking song. If Faye had twins, she probably have two Pacs. Get it? Two Pacs. Right when that shit was going on. That shit bodied the whole song. That shit bodied, because that was right when all of that shit was going on. It was like, what the fuck did he just say? Like, what?
Killed it.
He
just bodied that whole song with that one line. So
I don't know, man.
Killed it, yo. Killed it.
Jay,
that shit, yo. You buried it. Yo.
With the one line, with that one line,
that one line.
In the context of that line, when like literally that might have been like a month after that picture showed up with Tupac and Faye. That might have been like the same week and shit. That shit might have been
very current. That shit was very
current, yo.
So nobody won't count that as a diss.
That might be the shit that might be the first time a rapper talked about current events in that manner. You know what I'm saying?
He kind of did that Eminem and 8 Mile shit where he talked about it before anybody else could talk about it.
And he talked about himself, right?
Yeah, he talked about himself. That's his life.
But now what you gotta say?
Yeah, Bailey's my wife. Okay, yeah, my wife fucked him. She's pregnant. Now she got twins, 2 Pacs. Like now what?
And then Pac responded, first off, fuck you.
Oh man, since I baited y'all enough, go ahead, Prez.
It's so funny. I never even think about. I try to forget that song. Even though I love Hit 'Em Up, but I don't even think about when I think of like diss tracks. I don't know why. I never think about that song ever, man.
Oh,
really?
God.
Yeah,
because
never
the
think
first
about.
thing you think about is probably Jay and Nas.
Because he's going at so many of our peoples.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. I love Hit 'Em Up, but I never think about that. So that shit is too disrespectful.
Oh my God.
How you get on a song like
it was out of control, yo.
Have you ever heard of this song to where all of a sudden, like he just goes into it? First off, fuck your bitch.
I said, even the one on Machiavelli and shit. I'm a bad boy killer. Jay-Z died too. Look at the fuck, nigga. When I find you, weak motherfucker deserve to breathe.
I've been the nigga from the die show.
Y'all remember
West Coast Rider coming right behind? Should have
never fucked with me.
Do y'all really remember that Jay-Z diss against Pac? Y'all remember hearing that? Because I heard it. What? I remember hearing that. The Jay-Z diss on Pac. The Jay-Z diss about Pac.
How did it go?
Oh man, go to sleep, nigga. Could you make it up shit?
How was that possible when this nigga just took me and my girlfriend? Come on now.
This is 22 years ago, man.
You stretching out episode ass nigga,
yo. Yo, y'all tripping. Anyway, go ahead, Prez. What else came out?
Thanks for tuning in to the We So Classic podcast.
See what I mean?
So just shout out, we talked about Beloved, we talked about the Lost Tapes. Your boy T.I., King of the South, dropped Dime Trap. Dropped that bad boy.
How you like that one, Luhor?
It's straight. At first listen, I was like, when I was like, okay, just all right. And then when I heard it, I was like, all right, it's straight.
I didn't get to it yet. I'm definitely getting into it this week, though.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I heard, people saying it's slamming, and I think it's straight. It's straight. He this is more of a personal album. You know what I'm saying? This is more
his 444.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Jay did it, so he's like
everybody getting personal now.
Everybody getting personal. They done fucked up, with their relationships. So, they like, what? Let me
Yeah, I ain't even going front, my man. Big shout out to my brother T.I. I don't know if y'all watch Greenleaf. Y'all watch Greenleaf and shit?
Oh, yes, I have.
I didn't realize that was the girl. I didn't realize that was realize that was I'm just saying, hey, Tiny got it. I'm just saying, man. I didn't realize it was her.
Who's that? His side chick?
Ooh, yeah.
This nice. Yeah.
Ooh. Especially in Greenleaf.
Oh my Lord. No, especially her Instagram, nigga. You need to get on that shit.
Yeah.
You ain't
I saw it. I saw it.
Follow it now, nigga. What I just
follow.
Back to the music, Prez.
No, we back to the fucking that was the go ahead, Prez. Finish up, brother.
I think the only other one that I know of, I think, was the Cypress Hill.
Okay.
I know Cypress Hill dropped.
Shout out to DJ Muggs. Yo.
Yeah, Luhor
DJ Muggs. Yeah, Send Dog and Be Real. I got to check it out. I haven't actually heard it yet, but I know that he has. I know they got some shit out.
Shout out to them guys.
Yeah, man. I think that's all I got, man.
That's what's up.
Yo, Sheik put out an album.
Did he now?
Word.
Yeah.
Yo, not for nothing.
No. Sheik. Like, I'm talking about Nile Rodgers, Sheik.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. And they got some.
Where that come from?
Hey,
came out of nowhere. What about the Iron Sheik or some shit, man?
Nah. Like they actually put out an album.
Humble, break your back. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. Fuck you and us.
What?
You joking?
Only the wrestling fans get that shit.
I'm so serious. Sheik.
CHIC.
CHIC.
Word.
Yeah.
Nigga, I thought you meant Luch. Yo, I was about to say, because that Donnie last year, That Donnie 2 years ago is crazy. And every time we had a whole episode when I was talking about, yo, this dude is yo, that Lox, man.
He mad underrated. Yeah. You said Lox is the greatest group ever, right? You said that.
Yeah, that was the episode. Yeah,
I said Lox is the greatest. Out the window and shit.
Yeah, I jumped out the window, but I'm like, yo, man, it's tough. Yo, they too tough, man. All three of them, man. All three.
They off the hook.
Since when you had a group with all threes hard, man. All three, kid. That's a good one. 3-man group. Who?
I ain't got nothing for you, man.
But it's just so tough. They hard. And they were saying, I remember like 10, 15 years ago. Fuck out of here. 10, 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Man. What the fuck?
I know niggas in clinks that send pipe bombs through sinks. Like, I was on them ever since before. And then when he just dropped his job, I was like, oh man, Sheik must be living too good because he's not dropping, music. Like
living too good. They got the juice. They got the juice.
Yeah, got the juice.
I don't know if he's part of that shit. I'm not sure he's part of it. But
best 3-man group in hip hop history. So I'm sorry, I don't know, man.
I'll give you that one. I don't know. I can't even think of no other 3-man groups because Maceo don't really rhyme all the time and shit.
No,
he rhymes sometimes. Man, it's not really a group. That's not
really Onyx. Sun C never rap, all the time.
Rap, no.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There was never. I don't know, man. Anyway, they probably solidified that shit for me for real forever. You fucked me up, Lou. Talk about that Sheik.
I said now. Y'all heard me say Nile Rodgers.
I heard you. So now you trying to stretch the shit out and shit. We trying to end this shit. You the one trying to stretch it out now and shit.
So that's all the releases for this week.
I was just saying that, man, because we took this is the We So Classic. That's a classic group. Album's not so
big
classic,
shout out to Sheik, though. Big shout out to Sheik and Niles Rodgers and all of them and shit, man. That's what's up. Old heads, Lou Hall. Sure. Now that's old heads. You talking about us old heads? That's old heads and shit. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but that's old heads. We not old heads.
Word up.
Y'all know y'all grew up in around that era.
I remember playing Skelly, nigga, in the park. Yo, I was an original all city Scully player.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. What's Scully?
Right.
Scully when you take the
Scully,
50
man.
Cent,
not really.
50 cent, the 50 cent quarter water, the 50 cent juice top.
Okay.
They used to put clay on it. They used to be on the box, and you used to have 1 and 2 together, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8.
Okay.
They used to get crouch low, and you have to hit everybody else. You started from far back. You hit it into the box.
You said what? The top? You said
take the top of a juice bottle. Right,
50 cent, the 50 cent juice ones.
Or it could have been a milk bottle. It could have been a milk bottle, a gallon of milk or whatever.
True.
You said clay. You said clay. We put wax, candle wax.
You could put wax.
Melted the candle wax. You put it inside the top.
Yeah,
right?
to hold weight.
To hold it. To put the weight on it.
Then
in the middle of the street, we would stop traffic and we would draw a fucking box. With the numbers in the box, and like he said, it went from 1 to what was it, like 16 or some shit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 16.
Like 1 to 16, and then so you had the corners. Every 4 corners get a number, and then you had in the middle get 2 numbers, the bottom get 2 numbers, 2 numbers on the sides, and in the middle of the box.
Yes.
So it was more than 16. It was probably like 24.
Yeah, because even the one in the box had the side boxes around the outside.
Now, Lou Hall, let me explain something to you about bullying, Lou Hall. Let me explain something to you about bullying and shit. I've been hearing people talk about Scully literally my entire life. I have never had the guts to say I don't know what Scully is until this very moment and shit. I've always been like, oh, word, that's what's up. I've never had the guts to say I don't know what Scully is until just now.
I was all city Smoky Park champion.
I lived in New York for fucking 40 years. I've never heard of this shit in my fucking life, yo. I don't know what they talking about.
It was serious, man. It was serious. You
don't know what y'all talking about.
Scully top And then
I heard of it.
You would cherish that shit though, bro. You take that shit home with you.
Yeah. I took a couple of home with me too.
We played football and basketball. I don't know what y'all was doing and shit. Yo.
Remember, you get low to the ground and you flick it and try to get it. It has to slide into the box.
It's like shuffleboard and shit. It's like the ghetto version of shuffleboard.
Where the fuck you get candle wax from?
From I don't know, fucking birthday candles. Like
I know niggas that used to put Play-Doh, like
Play-Doh. Candle wax, man.
Shout out to the ghetto, man. The hood got, man. We knew what to do.
We used to have some fun, son.
Lou, you finally reading the article that I just put out about your boy and shit?
No, I was trying to.
Okay. Oh, trying to look at what Scully is.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. It is what it is. Big shout out to Growing Up, man. But yo, that's gonna wrap this episode.
This motherfucker.
Yo, thanks for checking out the We So Classic podcast, man. Remember, y'all, SkyhawkRadioNC.com. Check us out Tuesdays at 8 p.m. They also got the Skyhawk Radio app. You know what I'm saying? Just go to your Google Play Store, your iTunes Store, whatever they call it, and check it out. The Skyhawk Radio, download the app. Check us out, man. Like I said, We So Classic Podcast. Social media is at We So Classic Crew. Hit us up by email, WeSoClassic@gmail.com. Want to hit me up personally? It's at DJ D Dame. That's on Instagram and Twitter. And my email is djddame@gmail.com.
Bitches.
Yeah. Shout out to the peeps for checking us out. Keep rocking with us, man. Appreciate all the love and support. This is your boy Prez. You can catch me at Rep 1804. I'm sorry. You can catch me at Rep 1804. That's REP 1804 on Instagram and Twitter. Holla at your boy.
Old man janitor. Yo, as always, man, it's your boy Lou Hall, man. You can definitely hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. That's gonna be Lou Hall is IZ back, BACK. Lou Hall is back, BACK. Also, you can hit me by email at louhall803@yahoo.com. louhall803@yahoo.com.
No doubt. And it's your boy Recess. I'll be playing Manhunt on Snapchat at Resuscitation. I'll be playing Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3 on Twitter.
Booties
at
up.
Southside Recess.
Booties up, yo.
I'll be busting that ass in Scully. On the IG at GETDAFUCOUTAHERE.
Little handball.
Out of here.
Handball, some basketball.
What?
What do you mean, man?
It's like a fucking Ghostface skin and shit, man. Yeah.
Cocolivia, son.
Hey, what's that?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I love Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3. By the way, that's my favorite game and shit. That and
Red
Freestyle.
Light, Green Light. Yeah.
What's that? What's
I love Manhunt.
What's that sport Cliff Huxtable used to play on the Cosby Show?
Roofies.
I'm about to say raping shit.
Good night.
Yo, we out
checking us out, y'all.
Yo, the Yankees suck, man. The Yankees lost, man. They got knocked out. Shit, fucking Yankees, man. Talking all that shit. The niggas,
You talking all that shit for them.
all that shit.
Yo, speaking of loss, didn't y'all hear about Bill Cosby getting slapped by the chicken patty?
What?
Y'all didn't hear Bill Cosby got slapped by the chicken patty?
Yeah, you a shade room ass nigga, man. I don't know what's going on.
That's enough. Yo.
Yo, we out, man. I'm cutting shit off. Peace.